Hello, everyone. I'm Kerry George with CIBN Connect, and I am really excited today because I brought friends with me, and we're going to be talking about cool stuff. These are some gals that I do a lot of networking with. We do a lot of strategy with, and I chose these three friends today because they are all involved in different kinds of passive income. So our topic today is going to be passive income and having multiple streams of income. And I know for some people that's going to be like, wow, multiple streams. I haven't figured out one yet. So it's going to be awesome because we're going to show you how to get it done and have fun while you do it. So let's see, who wants to go first? Wave at me. Who wants to go first? Okay, Wendy's going to go first, talking about the kind of passive income that she's involved in.
Well, I tell you what, Kerry, just a split second before I do that, it's when I realized that having passive income is part of the offensive financial literacy, as is available in award-winning material on the platform that I promote. And that changed my mindset to realize it's not just working the dollar for the hour, because what if my ankle gives out? I'm Scrooged. What do I do then? Right? That's just one glitch in the system. But to have multiple streams of income, including passive, now that's where we can be stable and going on to financial freedom. So I grew up in my dad's restaurant in the family business, and I loved seeing that. And I saw the high and the low. I saw no people to lines out the doors, and I know what made the difference for him. It was a pivotal point all at once, right? And sometimes that's how business is. But I didn't come in to wanting my own business with confidence. I just wanted my own business. I didn't come into wanting my own business with exercising my leadership capacity. I just wanted my own business. So what I had to do was I had to get a business that would teach me those things and help me get on the move, besides meeting Kerry. That's the other tool in my pocket. But that's essentially, it's amazing what I have. It is a digital platform that actually saves us money like crazy, and it is a passive income. So while I pass it to a friend to help them save money, I'm earning money. And my friend, of course, can do the same. And then in the backdrop is this education on the same platform that helps us with the offensive financial literacy to truly make our lives the way we really want them. So my passive income is to pass a link to someone. Oh my gosh, that's hard. And help them with things they need help with every day.
I thought that was actually a great line. Passive income is to pass an income to somebody else. You should write that down. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a little bit what you're looking for? Anything else?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many different ways we can have passive income. I mean, you can write a book, and if the book is successful and you're not out slogging it, then it could be passive income. But for most people, writing a book is not a passive income. It's another job, because they actually don't know how to get it to market and make it do that, right? So this passive income that you're talking about, that's truly passive when you set it up and it continues to perform for you and you're not there anymore. We're going to talk about several different kinds of passive income today, so that is a good one to start with. And I do love that you talked about the financial literacy. I've actually listened to all of those trainings myself that Wendy offers, and they are amazing. And I love anything like that teaches people how to go from zero to hero in their head, okay? Because the biggest distance that you're ever going to travel is 6 inches, and we've got to rework this 6 inches. So coming to you, Christine Campbell Rapin, tell us about the passive income that you're involved in, and how does that one work? Because it's totally different than Wendy's. Right?
Yeah, I have always believed that multiple income streams were all about two things: risk diversification and getting to your goals faster. And so one of the things that I talk about a lot in my business is I actually have 7 streams of income in my world. And I really started off building them because I wanted to retire by the time I hit 50. I wanted to spend my life living, not working to retire. And so a big part of that was the whole strategy that multiple income streams can get me there faster. But if you're coming from the corporate world, which is where my background is what happens if your job quits you? immediately you go from no income to panic. And having multiple streams of income can really help you build that. So for me, when I reached that place of I want to get out of the corporate world faster, I want to diversify my risks, I had the opportunity to get involved in a global beauty and wellness business. And the thing that really interested me was that it was something I could start, grow over time, dedicate 1 hour a day was my commitment to it when I started, to give me a future that was job optional. And as the business has started to grow, the thing that really attracted me was I was never starting over from ground zero. I could take this business anywhere, choose how I wanted to work it, when I wanted to work it consistently. And it is providing the future in so many ways that are going to help me reach those goals. So for me, that was what really attracted me to passive income, risk diversification, not having to start over, and reaching my goals, whatever they may be. And to me, it was early retirement. It was high on the radar.
That's beautiful. Yeah, and me too. You know, I was really attracted to that. Actually, I was introduced to this concept when I was only 18 years old. I literally had just finished high school, and I was actually recruited to join a network marketing company way back then. And I was the very worst choice, honestly. I looked like the love child of Madonna and Prince. I was actually, this is like the late 80s. Okay, we're talking hair out to here, earrings down to here, bright red lipstick, shorts that look more like waistbands. Okay.
Thank you for owning that.
Right? It was nasty. And I was recruited into a network marketing company. and these people started to sew into me. I don't know what they saw in me, because I'd have ran for the other corner. If I was taken off, might have met me now. I'd be like, oh my God, that is way too much work. I'm out of here. But they sewed into me, they loved me, and they showed me some things. And I learned lessons from that I have taken with me for my whole life. I was involved in that for about 12 years. The first few years, I sucked at it. I was horrible. You know, I was actually pretty outgoing and I could get people to join me, but I couldn't get them to stay because I had like the personality of a rattlesnake. So it was just not very conducive to building a people-related business. But I learned so much from the process. And I also discovered this thing called passive income. And in the future, it made it so that other things just didn't line up. I would go get a job and I would work dollars per hour and I'd be like, I hate this. Where's my extra rewards? Well, what extra rewards? Weren't you going to pay me when I'm sleeping? No.
Well, and that's the beauty of a global business. I get up in the morning and I'm like, wow, my business made sales overnight while I was sleeping.
Exactly. You wake up in the morning and you go look and go, oh my gosh, I made money last night while I was in bed sleeping. And there's many different ways of doing that. And it's like, cha-ching! It's so cool. So Sheyenne, tell us about the kind of passive income that you've been involved in and how does that one work?
Oh my goodness. One, come on, Kerry, you know me better than that. I've got all over the place. And,
extra ones, yes.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about multiple streams of income, and that's why I invited you, because I know you have multiple streams of income. So
that
tell
is
us about
absolutely
a couple
true.
of them or three of them.
Oh, goodness. Well, our umbrella, we like to talk about operating under an umbrella. Our umbrella is health, wealth, and peace for all. So technically for me, any kind of product that falls into health and wellness, peace of mind, prosperity, building wealth, then all of those kinds of things have a place in the bigger picture of what we're doing. And it became important to us quite a while ago because this big contraption behind me, our house on wheels, that is our reason for being involved, is because the more of the passive income that we can build up, then the more freedom we have to be on the road, helping to heal and rebuild peaceful communities, whether somebody individually is paying for it or not. Basically, we've got lots of people who are buying products from us, everything from, being able to access and learn about what your God-given rights really are, to protecting people from identity theft, to health and wellness empowerment, to, products where you can just swap where you shop and stop making Costco and Walmart rich. All of these different kinds of things all play a role in what we've got going on. And, one of the companies that we've been working with for over 20 years, we get a check every month from that company for the last 20 years. And, we haven't even made a sale with them recently. How
That is
awesome is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's truly passive when you can say that. And I know myself years ago, the one that I got started with when I was young, I collected a check for over 15 years. And for the last 6 of them, I didn't do anything. And I just kept getting a check every month, month after month after month. And I was a single mom with 3 small children. And that check oftentimes was the thing that sustained me. It was just amazing. It just continued to come in. But I want to point out here that Sheyenne has actually turned this into an art form. Okay. She has multiple streams of income coming in passively so that her and her husband can travel around in an RV and live the lifestyle of the rich and famous.
Well, not quite.
But also that when she has like a cause going on, right? And she actually helps people. She helps people who are jobless get jobs. She helps people who who are down and out. She picks them up and dusts them off and sorts them out. She is like I don't know. She's just bigger than life, right? She's like a superhero with a cape. So, I mean, she's doing all of these things and she, it's like a ministry, but instead of saying, just send me money and support me, she says, hey, no. You're going to buy this stuff anyway. You're going to the store, you're getting stuff like soap and you're getting things like cosmetics from the drugstore or the department store, and you're getting things like power bars and stuff like this. She says, instead of doing that, support me. Okay, buy it from me, reasonably priced, the same as you would pay like all of these big box stores, and keep me in business instead of them. And you know what, and change a little bit of the world. So when you support Sheyenne Kreamer, you are actually supporting all the things that are right and beautiful in the world. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Right? I mean, it's amazing what she has done. And she continues to draw other people together and to lift them up and collaborate with them. She sees nobody as a competitor. She is an amazing, amazing woman. So, I highly recommend that you get to know her. And all these people there with me today, Christine and Wendy too, are absolutely wonderful. We've got some amazing things that they have been doing as well. But I want to tell you guys, okay, so I want to talk about what are some other passive incomes, because anyone who's watching this right now will go, you're only talking about network marketing. And we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll help you get over that, okay? But but I want to actually talk about some of the stuff that I do for passive income that's not network marketing, okay? So recently, I helped my mom just start a company. Now, my mom is a professional artist. She's a wonderful artist. She paints beautiful pictures. And she actually has painted for the Queen of England, which is quite a thing to say, right? So anyways, she only does original work. Her work is usually not available through print. And as she's gotten older, she doesn't like, all of the pieces that have to come together. If somebody buys a piece of art from her from some other distance flung away and sending it to them and all that stuff, the packing it up and the shipping it and all this kind of thing. She doesn't want to touch that stuff, right? So for the last few years, I've been trying to figure out how can I help her, with her art. I mean, doesn't even make sense to put up a proper website, because if Wendy saw her beautiful art, Wendy's in Raleigh, North Carolina, and my mom is in a town called Black Falls, Alberta, which is about an hour and a bit away from any major city, out in the nowhere. But if Wendy said, oh, I love that art and I'd like to have it, my mom doesn't want to even sell it to her. And she certainly doesn't want to pay the shipping, and she doesn't want to send it to her. So what would be the point of me putting up this website? And I would have to continually maintain it, because as soon as something sells, it would have to be taken down. And, so just the work related and helping her get this business going that way, the traditional way that an artist might be working right now, it just did not make sense for my mom. So I've been keeping my eyes open for other opportunities. And recently I discovered a place where I could take my mother's art and I could actually put it on. I could send it to a designer in Montreal that would actually make it into clothing, and we would put it up on a website, and the clothing would be made by them and distributed by them, and my mom would just get a commission check every month from them for selling, for her putting her art on this. Well, my mom's art, wow, is perfect for this kind of thing. Like, who knew, right? Her art is absolutely beautiful on clothing, and the colors are brilliant. And so anyways, I put this together for her, and I just, I did all the work, and I was going to give it to her for Christmas. And then I got the first designs back, and I went, oh my God, this is, it's like amazing. And then I sent some more designs, and we did some more. And I was like saying to Francois, my husband, we got to go, I'm going to have to drive to go see her because I got to show her this. And he's like, I thought you were going to wait till Christmas. I'm like, I can't wait. I said, people might want to buy this for Christmas. This is actually remarkable. And then, it just kind of exploded. I got another set of designs back, and I'm like, oh my God, first of all, I have to buy this stuff like right now. So I started buying pieces of clothing, and I'm like, and I can't get them and wear them if I don't tell my mom.
True story.
Right? So then I call mom, and she's getting ready for an art show, and she's like, I have no time for whatever your shenanigans are, honey. I've got to get going.
Love your mother.
And I'm like, Mom, you're going to want to see what I'm talking about here. I need you to take a few minutes and meet me on Zoom right now. My mom doesn't like Zoom very much, so I had to kind of drag her on and convince her this was going to be worth her time. And anyways, when she gets on Zoom and I open up the website, which is now live, showing these featured pieces of beautiful clothing, her mouth was open. She had tears in her eyes. She's like, oh my gosh, this is just so beautiful. Like, wow, you did this? Wow, what do I have to do? I said, nothing. Actually, all you got to do is collect a check. That's all you got to do. She's like, what? And yeah, it's all set up. It's all you got to do. So it's truly a passive income for her, especially for her, because I actually do the submission of art. But it was reasonable time for me. It took me in total, I think, 2-3 hours to do a whole season's lineup and, approve things and get it back. It was all very easily done. And now it's all live. And all my mom has to do is collect a check. And that is passive income. And the cool thing was we sold $2,500 worth of products, I think, in the first 24 hours that thing went live. And it's just making money now. And we're like sitting there going, wow. She's like, do you want some of this? I'm going, I don't know. I don't think so. I think maybe we'll put a little into marketing later, but let's just see what it does.
Exciting.
But that was a great passive income story. That's one thing. And I have other ones. I also, my business, CIBN Connect, I traveled actually almost 6 months of last year and worked about a day a week. Hello. And that's a membership subscription-based business. And I'm working right now, actually with the ladies that are present here, we're all working together on making an affiliate thing for it. So people can just share, come to a networking meeting and build your business kind of links with other business owners and get paid for just sharing. So I've set that up as well for them to get passive income. In fact, Sheyenne, you've been getting passive income from CIBN.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
for about 18 months.
Yeah. And I mean, there's been some months where it was pretty good, right?
Oh, yes, very definitely.
Yeah, so I mean, I've set up my own company like that because I learned that years ago when I was involved in that first network marketing company that I realized, oh my gosh, you can make money like this? And in those days, oh my gosh, that was so many years ago. It was right after we got off the ark. Do you remember that, Sheyenne? Way back when we started when I started that business, we had to do stuff like physically write our orders on paper, make fax copies and send them to upline, downline. We had to, everything had to be, we had to write checks, balance bank accounts, and keep track for the, for taxation and all that stuff. Today, those kinds of businesses are so easy because it's all like people click a button, they buy what they want, money shows up in your account.
I read an interesting stat the other day that was talking about network marketing or just side hustles in general, which can be a great passive income stream. And that statistically, if you start in business and you've never done business before, you start in this, you're 33% less likely to fail as an entrepreneur going this route than if you just jump ship and start from nothing. Because you are getting all of the support, all the tools, all the mentorship, all that kind of going to school to learn to be a business owner as a passive income that then can snowball. But it's a huge way to learn what you need to know that might be then creating other visions and other ideas. But that's huge, 33%.
Absolutely. I love that you're bringing that up, Christine, because I know a lot of people get their nose up in the air and they're like, I don't want to join a network marketing company. I'm so beneath me. Okay, I got to tell you something. Like that first business that I did, even when I sucked at it, I made money. Okay, and this is something many people don't realize. I had a job that I went to every day, and I had taxes that were needed to be paid at the end of the year, like everybody else. And as an employee, I was in the highest paid tax bracket, and I didn't get any write-offs. When I joined that network marketing company back then, and I sucked at it, I was like the world's worst network marketer ever. I got $6,000 back on my income taxes that year, and I was hooked. When I got that money, I was like, holy crap. And that was just not available to me as an employee at all.
You know what JOB stands for? Just over broke.
Just over broke. Exactly.
That's why having a side hustle or something is important, because if you always stay as an employee, one, it could quit you, but two, you're always just over broke.
You know what? I own a big company and we hire people. And I'm going to tell you something from the opinion of an employer. I will hire people, and you're going to think I'm mean and nasty, but this is how employers think. We're looking for the cheapest employee that we can get for the highest value that we can keep on a leash and work you like a rented mule. I'm going to tell you flat out.
I've never worked for you.
Yeah, you don't want to work for me. I'm terrible.
No, I don't.
No,
doing my own thing.
But you know what? Most employers, if they were honest, that's what they would say. We don't want to, like, if I can hire somebody for $12 an hour or $5 an hour versus $40 an hour that does the same job. I mean, it's just business. You got to make money. The bottom line is that you have to have revenue on the bottom line. And I knew as an employee, I knew that I was being thought of like that. Basically, you're thought of as, you're an expense to the company, that if I could figure out a way to replace you and get that same work effort, I would do it. And that's what employers think like. They have to, or they go out of business. Don't get mad at them. Okay. It's just the fact that it's how they earn their money, is that they have to have a markup on the stuff, right? In order for that to come back. So a way around it for the employee is get involved in some kind of side hustle, Sheyenne, I know you've encountered people too who didn't feel like they wanted to do that kind of side hustle. What was your advice when you hear those kinds of things?
Oh, don't get me started on that. I can go on all day because it drives me nuts. Because first of all, how many people who go into business for themselves wish they had a mentor, but don't have one?
Can't afford one.
Here is a structure that is ready-made for that. And, I always tell people, look, if you join a team and you find out that whoever's supposed to be your mentor ain't doing their job, well, that's on you. You needed to check that out before you got involved with that team. But when it is being done well and people are actually working together, to me, and this is one thing that most people have no understanding of, the network marketing business structure is the perfect expression of the golden rule. As you help other people succeed, you also will succeed. I don't know how it gets any better than that. It's one of the most pure, honest, ethical business models, when it's being done well, that could ever exist anywhere.
Yeah, and I know, and it's a lot of fun too. And I think people don't really realize that It's a business that's set up for people to enjoy one another. And the funny thing is, I have a successful business these days. Like my company, CIBN Connect, actually, we bring people together for networking and masterminds. And I have clients that pay me 10 grand a year individually, and I have sponsors that pay $6,000, $10,000, and $25,000 a year. So I don't need to be doing any network marketing thing. I don't need to, but I actually do because I love it. I do. I really love that. I mean, there's nothing quite like that when you have your brand new person actually makes their first sale or brings on their first recruit, and that kind of a psych, that kind of joy that's like, oh my God, they just did it, where you're just celebrating with them, and where you're going and meeting people from across the world and stuff like that you normally wouldn't have met, and in business, in my business, CIBN Connect, like I'm meeting lots of business owners and entrepreneurs. I'm helping them, but you know what? There's no opportunity there to help people who have zero mindset for business, right? None. Because if you don't come to me with a business, you can't afford our fees, right? And so I can't help somebody who doesn't own a business unless they've got upfront capital and they're getting into one right now. But I can't help people like, my mom, who just comes along and goes, well, I do some art, but I don't even know how to get my pictures on Facebook. But in those types of businesses, they can be helped. Even my dad my dad's a farmer, and he is running a passive income business. Health and wellness, no less. Like, it's doable. Anyone could do it. So, and I know there's other ways of doing passive income too. I mean, there's real estate. You can do real estate, right? You can buy houses. You can set up renters, and that can be passive. You can rent houses, set up Airbnbs, and that can be passive, sort of. Somebody's got to go clean those suckers. So either you got the cost of somebody cleaning them, or you're running around like a cleaning lady all of a sudden, right? But I mean, is there possibilities? People can do this stuff.
And courses.
So, yeah. You guys know a few others that are passive incomes that people can do like that?
Well, I'm in my business. I wrote a course, and so I help people, and that's something that I've done once. It leads to other opportunities, but in a sense, once it's created, it becomes passive.
Yeah, and another one is like from that you can move on into membership subscription-based businesses, and today that's one of the things that I help people with. I mentor people who work on that project specifically because I've got over a decade of experience in that. But that is another thing that one can do that is passive. But each of these requires some work, effort, or an investment of time or money. So if you're going to do real estate, you have to invest money, lots of money. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And with many storefront businesses, even if you could figure out a passive part of it, you're going to have upfront capital, lots of it. Well, 50,000, 500,000, 2 million.
Here's a way that my husband used to do. It worked extremely well in the business that he had, because a lot of times I don't think small businesses understand how they can come together and collaborate with each other, and again, create these passive income streams. And when he was fixing copying machines, he had a whole team of individual business owners. It was him with copiers, there was somebody who fixed printers, there was somebody who fixed computers, and there was somebody else who refilled toner cartridges. And they just came together as a team and got to a place of being really good at asking questions when they were on site with their customers, and say, okay, well, I just fixed your copier. How are your printers doing? Do you need any toner? How are your computers doing? And when they would find that there was a need, he'd pass that on to the other person in his team, and then that person paid him a referral fee. That is one of the simplest ways that you can end up with additional income, doing what we should be doing as business owners anyway, which is trying to help refer each other.
That's true.
It's
that's
awesome.
Excellent. Another one I was thinking of too is that we've met a lot of people involved in the financial planning industry, and some of those businesses are also set up with residual ongoing income. So that is another one that is available. It's just really important, I think, that people pick one at a time and start growing that business and really get it to a place where they're competent and it kind of runs on its own before you start trying to do 10 at once, because that will keep you broke. Would you agree? When you try to do a bunch all at the same time and you actually haven't focused on hitting a level of competence with any of them, and then all of a sudden what you got is automated orders coming off your credit card for this one and a subscription fee for that one. So that will not only keep you broke, it'll make you broke.
Yeah, Kerry, you're talking about passive income. You mentioned automation. And I was thinking while in this conversation with you three ladies that there's a silent threat to employment. And a part of that silent threat is automation. So if you think about the grocery store, how many jobs were knocked off just from the cashiers when the automatic thing came in, right? So automation is a threat to employment, but it's an asset to an entrepreneur. So that's another reason, because things are going automated, baby. And why not just jump the fence now and begin learning entrepreneurship and passive income, take advantage of automation and make more money, secure your future for yourself, your family, your loved ones, your dreams? Why not start learning now before you need it? Because like Christine says, what if your job quits you too? You weren't anticipating that, and were you ready? Jump the fence now, start learning. Just take a step or two.
I mean, what if COVID, March 2020 happens all over again, and I'm looking around here and I got to tell you guys, I've been calling it moment by moment, months and months in advance. And I'm telling you, this is not going away. It's not going away. I'm not going to get into all the reasons why it's not, because that will be a whole other session, but I'm going to tell you that it is not going away. So start looking for other ways to make income and expect all the things that you have taken for granted in the simple ways that you've done things, like buying the stuff you buy, shopping where you shop, working where you work. All that is changing. Get over it, look for what's coming, and get on board, because there's really no choices other than that. Because
choose recession-proof industries, because there are lots. I know, especially if you are in a high-risk industry, the world is in it together, but this can be a really important way to go into recession-proof opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to tell you guys something too. On Saturdays at 1:00 Mountain Time, so that's 3:00 Eastern, I actually run a free mastermind on multiple streams of income. So I do that every Saturday, and I will drop my contact info underneath this video, so someone's watching it later. But it's free; anyone can come. And what we do when we brainstorm and strategize about these kinds of incomes is we talk about how to take what you're doing and multiply it, put it on steroids. How to step it up. And so we often talk very directly to the people who are, coming with they've got their income streams in place. Sometimes people come and they're looking for an income stream. So we refer them to somewhere that they can do something that might be good with them, because we also ask them things like, what's your passion and what do you actually want to do? Right? Instead of just trying to hook them up for something that, if you got one line of income stream and it's in electronics and tech, I got to tell you right now, I'm not joining your gig. I have no passion for that. Zero. Okay. Because that's not my passion, but I have people who come along and they go, I love all things electronic. You see, you got to match people with a thing that they're going to be able to get excited about, instead of trying to just have a one size fits all. By the way, network marketers and direct sales people of all kinds, you should get to know each other, because Cheyenne's rejection is Wendy's hot person. Okay. Often that is the case. And Wendy's rejection is Christine's hot client. because just because they weren't interested in that thing doesn't mean that they're not interested in something. They just, that thing didn't spark their hot button. So interesting. Another one I wanted to bring to your attention is that there is another organization that brings together all network marketers, all direct sales, all passive income earners, even in the real estate realm, and cryptocurrencies and all that stuff. So there is another one that brings them all together, and they are often a big part of my Saturday mastermind. So you might want to meet them, because that's pretty cool, that people can actually, who were normally competitors, can actually become incredible collaborators through that platform, which is pretty awesome. And another thing, I want to actually share this strategy, because this is really interesting. You guys want a good strategy?
Always.
Okay, so
Go for it.
Something that I saw done, and we worked on a couple of these projects ourselves, is when an influencer gets involved with one of these groups, organizations. So what do I mean by an influencer? Well, many of us go out and we look for the next person to join our thing, one at a time, right? And it's work. And it's not bad work, by the way. Anyone who thinks it's bad work. In fact, I got to tell you something. If you worked any of these things as well as you worked a job, if you gave those 40 hours a week of your best time to your own thing, you would slay it. You would not even recognize your bank account in only 3 months. If you gave it 40 hours a week, I could list probably 200 different direct marketing companies that if you actually treated them like you gave them your best, like you give your employer who would replace you in a heartbeat for someone cheaper, if you gave them that best, oh my God, you would not recognize yourself or your bank account. Honestly, it's that good. But I'm going to tell you a faster way. Meet influencers. And an influencer is someone who has like a Facebook group that's got 500,000 people in it, or even 20,000. An influencer is someone who maybe they have a podcast with 6,000 regular listeners. Maybe they have an email list with 10,000 people on the email list. Why do you want to meet influencers? Because some of those influencers are looking for other ways to monetize their lists. And I actually have a strategy where you can use one of your existing direct marketing ideas, and you could get an influencer on board, and you could do it in a way that your company would want you to do it. It would all be compliant, but you would bring on hundreds of people in 30 to 60 days instead of 1 or 2 at a time. That's just one of the things we brainstorm about in our mastermind. So I'd recommend you come. Because we know people and we know things that work, and we've been around doing this for over a decade and been on the inside conversations of when things went nuts. So we actually know how to make that happen in people's businesses. So it's going to be fun. Anyway, I will drop I'll drop my contact information in underneath the videos, because I don't give out direct Zoom links on any place on Facebook anymore. Bad things happened when we did that. We got Zoom bombed. There was like naked body parts flying everywhere. I'm still traumatized.
Me too.
Christine was there. She's still traumatized too. We may have to take therapy sessions.
Good thing I have multiple streams of income to afford that.
Yeah, really. Had to take a week off. Went back to day drinking. So any parting words here today, guys? What would you tell people about this?
I'll jump in. To me, it's about start where you are. You know, there are so many opportunities out there. Listen with an open mind, because the sooner you start, I will tell you, everybody who's ever started in any of my passive streams, any of the things that they watch me do, they go, I wish I'd started sooner. And like you can start today where you are. This is a vehicle to change your life. Just look at it like that. Don't get caught up in the labels and really just have fun. You get to choose who you do life with in a passive way. It's fun.
And I would say continue to develop personally. Like I shared with a gentleman that Kerry met over the phone earlier. I just felt impressed to share with him, look, if I hadn't been learning from my own platform about different personality styles and different, like I said, I'd never be talking with you. I'd be too scared. And, if he's to the point, give me it now. And now I know to separate that out from me. It's not me, it's them. It's how they are. That's fine, right? So then we got to an offer that Kerry had, and I moved him over to that offer. It's got like 5,000 words on it. I'm exaggerating, but there were paragraphs, solid paragraphs. And I'm talking at him while he's reading it, and he's going, this is good. I'm in. I'm doing this. Thanks for showing that. You really helped me out. And then look at that. I said, we went from someone who, wasn't taking the lead, would have been scared to talk to you on my own business, my own platform. I learned, I grew, I changed. I hooked up. I did a smart move hooking up with Kerry George for sure. Then I show it to a guy, and I'm going, you're not saying there's a misspelled word on the left-hand side. You're saying, this is great, I'm in. While I'm yakking at you, look what I just got. A gift right there, right? Just from hanging out with the right people at Kerry George, learning as we grow. Personal development is really where it's at. And you've got to be around the right people. If you think you're going to do super, super well on your own, you're not going to do as well as you could with the right people.
Absolutely. Sheyenne, any parting words for us today?
Well, the image that came to my mind earlier was something about all your eggs in one basket, right? So if you're going to continue to keep all of your income eggs in one basket, don't be surprised when the next plot twist or the next pandemic or the next recession or whatever takes that egg basket and slams it against the wall. Get off it now and figure out how to diversify your income.
Absolutely. I would agree. and I was just thinking, this is something that one of my sponsors said to me way back when, like many years ago, when I was in that first venture. He said, what are you doing right now that's so important that you can't do this? And then he said, and what will you be doing 5 years from now if you don't do this? And that made me really think. I woke up and smelled the coffee and I thought, you know what? I don't have anything going on that's all that in a bag of chips right now. I got nothing to lose by trying something new, right? And I realized that if I didn't change me and start working on those things, that in 5 years, I would be in exactly the same pickle that I was in right then. And all of those things built me into a better person, changed my life. It's helped me to change the lives of thousands of other people over the years. It's been nothing but a win. So I would encourage you, what are you waiting for? Get on board with something. Start building an empire. You got nothing to lose. It only takes a little bit more energy to be excellent than it does to be mediocre. So stop being mediocre. Do something awesome.
It's a lot more fun to be awesome.
It really is. I was on a meeting earlier today, and I go on there, and she goes, "How are you?" I said, "I'm awesome." She just looks at me. And I said, "Yeah, I tried not being once. It was terrible. Worst 5 minutes of my life." Just be awesome. Make a choice.
100%.
Thanks for having us on here, Kerry. This has been amazing.
Thank you. So where did I learn all that? I learned it in these types of opportunities. That's where I learned all that. That's why I'm awesome. I sure did not get that going to a job. No, what I learned from there was not happy stuff.
You know what? Some people feel like they're perfect there. More power to them. If they can just do the steady state and the job stays, then they're good, right?
It's great. I get more people to hire that way.
There you go. There you go.
But it's more fun when we can do stuff. When we don't have to be at the job, and we can actually go out boating somewhere, and Sheyenne and I could go swimming. Well, the business just carries on. I'd rather be on that boat, right? So choices.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming out. You are awesome, all of you. And that's why I chose you to come today, because I know you'd rock it. And you did. Happy capitalism. And
Happy
hope you
capitalism.
join us. Bye.
You guys are amazing.
Bye.
Have a great afternoon. Until next time.